Hi everybody, this is Pramita here and I have made this insert, and if you want to see how I made this, then please follow along and we'll make this together. So this is the lace tie that I have used. Let me take it off and you will see what I'm planning on saying. So this is the insert. It says blessings, and this has a journal card here. Okay, and then when you open it, it's like a small insert. You have these papers, some journal cards, and then at the back you have another postcard. These are all using the vintage, the blue Christmas kit that I have in my shop. So if you're interested, then keep watching this video till the end. And this is going to be the first part. Of course, it's going to be followed by a second part. So keep watching. Hi everybody, this is Pramita here, and this is the second part of making the insert. Now I'm going to call this insert as type B because I have already shown you type A, and that had two parts, and this too has two parts. So what I've done is that I have completed. I have stitched the bottom and the bottom side parts, and I have kept the sides open so that you have this kind of looking insert. So you can glue this part up if you don't want to sew. I just like the sewed in look, so I've done that. Also, remember the cluster we had made? I have added more layers to it. It's so typically me. So it's going to look a kind of something which is expanding upwards, because I didn't want to show this blank space too much, and also I wanted to follow this guideline of lines or parameter, whatever you can say. So I'm going to place it like this. And also I showed you a tip how to extend a small word into something bigger by layering it on a bigger strip of paper, neutral based or something which is very cohesive with that. I didn't use the flower incidentally, because I found this was getting too big and too clumsy sort of thing. So I refrained from using this, but I decided to use the leaf, and I've stitched that on the cluster. Now, as I had told before, I always stitch my clusters on a piece of paper because that gives a kind of stability, and also it is easier to glue this down because paper glues better on paper. Since I'm not using Fabri-Tac, I choose to make this sturdy enough as possible because this is going to be permanent. So that's that. And also what I've done is I've gone ahead and chosen some papers that would go inside. I'll walk you through that. And yeah, so I had these scraps of papers. They are not like something that I've chosen for this insert. These were just scraps. This was again, this paper is again from the background damask sheets that I have in my shop. So I'll post a separate link to this because I have used this as something as a stash builder. I've gone back to this time and again because it has helped me to work with smaller kits. You can do that too. You don't need to have a ton of background papers. You just can go back to a set of papers in warm tones and cool tones, and then you can use them. So that's what I've done. And this was just a scrap I had. So it didn't even fit the whole page, So what I did was, this is an image from the vintage blue ephemera pack. So I have just trimmed it down. I've just glued it on the page. Probably I will sew around it even before I sew the signature in. I'll show you the effect it gives. And then I have some blank page, some lined page from previous projects and papers that I had. Again, some blank page. And this is the paper from Lenart Studio that I will be using in the center of the signature, and that is going to be sewn inside here. And then these pockets will house ephemera pieces that I have already stitched, as you can see. And this image is going to go on the cover pocket, like this. This is not from my shop. Again, this is from Leonard Studio. I have just reduced the size of the images because they came in a portrait format of full page. I don't need that such a large image because I'm not going to be making such a big journal. So I reduced the size, and so that it fits into my pockets and stuff like that. And I chose these set of papers because I found that they went very well with the kind of images and colors that I had chosen. That was very coincidental. And by the way, I love Leonard Studios work. You know, a very affordable shop, very good quality work, and you can give it a try. If I am not happy with some shop, I will not, um, I will skip that part. I will not mention anything about it. I will just say that I've used it. But if I am using some shop's digital image and I'm mentioning that, that means I'm totally satisfied with that. Otherwise, I would just say that I don't remember the shop, or which is often true, because if it's not memorable enough, I will not speak about it, and I will never speak ill about any shop, because I know digital work requires a lot of effort and lot of hard work. It doesn't happen like that. So I'm not going to speak ill of any shop whatsoever. uh, it would be just my own opinion, so be rest assured for that. But if it's good, I'm definitely going to recommend that shop. So I'm just going to stitch around this image, and I will be back to show you how it looks. Probably I will add a little bit of lace also. I am not sure. I have this stretchy lace, you know and probably I can use something like this, but let's see what happens. So I'm going to stitch that and come back to show you how it's looking. So I've just trimmed off a portion. Of course, I'm not going to use so much. I will be using something of this, and then you'll see how it looks. Probably I'm going to add this at a height, something just to peek through, not much. Maybe I can reduce the size, but the width of the lace. But then let me stitch this first, and then I'll show you how it's going to look. Of course, I will have to. Okay, so I am back, and you can see how this front page is looking. It's looking pretty nice. So I'm going to sew these pages in. So what I do when I sew is I've already bunched these up, and I'm going to close this so that my thread doesn't get caught. I usually refrain from showing this sewing method, the process, not because of any secret that I have, but it's not another of my favorite things when I am making a journal. Yes, last time Anne Cathy had commented, me being hating gluing stuff. I hate to use glue with my fingers. I wish I had some other method except using my fingers or my brush perhaps. But yeah, that's how things are. So I'm just going to take this ruler and guesstimate. This is the center. So I'm just going to, this is just using a few pages, so I'm not using a poking tool or an awl. Otherwise I usually use an awl. So I'm going to keep it this way. So that's done. And now this is totally eyeballing stuff. And again, I'm going to take this ruler. Since this is a smallish kind of journal, I'm not very fussy about it. But I hope I'm in frame. And I know I'm in frame, basically. I'm making sure that I do that. Okay, so here I have 2 inches. So I know it might look funny that I'm making a hole from the inside, but that works best for me. So I'm going to make it this way, then pass my needle. Okay. Okay, and I'm just going to pull this thread a little bit tighter. Then I'm going to do the same thing, make it 2 inches. Just mark it at 2 inches. So that's how things. So when I'm doing with few papers or whatever, I usually try and close the notebook as much as possible, because then the papers will be aligned properly and they won't give me any trouble. Since this is a smallish journal, I'm going with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Usually I like to do 3-hole pamphlet stitch, but in some cases I do 5-hole pamphlet stitch, but this is a smallish kind of. Now I'm going to pass this through the center again. This is the tricky part, you know, you have to come up at the same. So what I'll do is I'm going to take off one of the paper clips, so that's it's easier. And now I know, keep it closed, keep the notebook closed as much as possible, then it will be easier for you to find the center. Now you can see it's come out from the center. So I'm going to pull this through. Okay, and the threads should be pretty tight and they should come on the either end, otherwise it's not going to work. So 2 of my threads are on the other end of this main thread, and I know you people must be knowing this, and I'm just showing this for people who are absolutely new to this. Otherwise I don't think anybody who makes a junk journal doesn't know about this. Okay, so we are done, and now is the time when we are going to open up the paper clips and tuck in everything else. So we have the lace bit. I'm going to glue this down, obviously. This is from Leonard Studio and I've backed it with another paper from my scrap bin. Nothing fancy. Here I have some other ephemera. These are all from the vintage blue ephemera kit. So this is going to go in here, and then over here we can put this in. Okay, and then we don't have any pockets anywhere in the journal, that's okay. And this will go in here. I don't want this bird to be covered, so this can go in here. And then at the back we can put this postcard in. So that's that, and this is our insert. Now the only thing is that I need to glue this down. I don't think I have any glue left. Yes, I think I do. Hopefully I will. Just need to push enough. This is a very heavy duty glue and it's very thick and viscous, as you can see, and the downside is that it dries up very quickly. You have to be very quick with this, and even if the bottle is well screwed and well, you know, the lid is on properly, even then it dries up quickly. So I don't tend to buy a bigger bottle. I always buy a smaller bottle, because if I lose the glue, then it's only going to be a smaller bottle that I've lost, not much. So now I have this and I'm going to place it. Again, I apologize for my fingers, because as I said in my previous video, I had been trying to do some repotting of plants, and yeah, so this is it. And now if I want, of course I want, I can use a tie. So this is a stretchy lace that I have, and I will just slice it into a thin ribbon sort of thing. I hope you like this project. This is very simple, very easy, and you can even make a full-fledged journal using the same concept. But in that case, again, I will say don't use a printer paper. If you are using a printer paper, then lay this down on a piece of cardstock so that mm, this cover is a little bit sturdy, and the journal is good enough to be handled. So you have this. So probably I'm going to change the tie, I'm not sure, or make it a little bit longer, but as this is what we have made, and I love this. This is very simple, very easy, and anybody can do it, as you can see. Okay, so that's it. Bye everybody, thanks for watching, and I'm so grateful for you people, that you people have been hanging around till I get better. And there will be videos, of course, but I am also involved in a lot of projects. I'm working for a few things, which I can't speak right now, and I will disclose when the time comes, so you have to be patient. Probably I will be doing some project for Etsy, the company Etsy and stuff like that. Let's see what happens. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. These people had contacted me and wanted me to do some work for them. So that's it. And thank you for watching. And if you're interested, I'll put all the links below of my vintage blue Christmas kit. And I don't know if you people are still interested or not, but I had been working on another Christmas kit which was based on Charles Dickens's book Christmas Carol. And unfortunately, I did manage to finish the kit. It's a huge kit, but I am not listing it right away. But if anybody's interested in buying that, I can put up a custom listing and sell that. It's a huge kit, and maybe I will be listing that for the next year, maybe in March and July, when some people start planning their Christmas journals. So that's it for today, and thank you ladies for watching. Bye, have a great day.